Okay, I think we can get started with our subcommittee meeting tonight. Before we officially begin, we are going to walk through some logistics, starting with how to select your interpretation channel. I believe I will be passing it to one of our interpreters, Diana, to walk us through those instructions.
Yes, thank you, Liz. Buenas tardes a todos. El día de hoy tenemos el servicio de interpretación disponible para aquellas personas que lo requieran. Ya está activa la función. Si se están uniendo desde su computadora, en la parte de abajo del menú de Zoom hay un icono que dice interpretación. Pueden seleccionarlo y luego seleccionan la opción de español y silenciar el audio original. Y si se están conectando desde una tableta o dispositivo móvil, tienen que tocar su pantalla y buscar la opción de 3 puntos o que dice más o more. Seleccionamos nuevamente el español, silenciar el audio original y al final le dan a la opción que dice finalizado, terminado o listo. Si tienen alguna dificultad para unirse, nos lo hacen saber por el chat, por favor. Ahora voy a dar las mismas instrucciones, pero en inglés. Hello, everyone. Today we have interpretation available for those who need it. If you're joining from a computer, at the bottom of the Zoom menu, you will see a word-like icon that says interpretation. You can select that, and then you will select English. And if you're joining from a tablet or your phone, you will have to tap your screen, select the 3 dots, language interpretation, and then at the end, you will choose finish or done. If you have any issues, please let us know in the chat so we can assist you. Thank you, Liz, and you can assign me to the channel now. Gracias.
Thank you, Diana. I'm going to give it one moment as we get you assigned to the interpretation channel. Okay, I see a thumbs up. So as Diana mentioned, please do select your interpretation channel at this time. We will give another reminder at a later time throughout the meeting. One more thing we wanted to add regarding interpretation is for everyone to state your name before you begin your comment. This is especially important for those who are listening through the interpretation. It can be difficult to hear how the conversation is flowing when multiple people are talking without introducing their names. So this is something we are asking everyone to be more intentional about. So please, if you can, remember before you start your comment to share your name. Thank you, everyone. We have some more of our virtual meeting etiquette here. We ask everyone to stay muted unless you are speaking. And if you are calling in on the phone, you can press *6 to mute and unmute. We also ask for everyone to raise your Zoom hand if you would like to share a comment or question. And again, if you are calling on the phone, you can press *9 to raise your hand. On this slide, we have a review of our group agreements for productive discussion and respectful dialogue. We won't take the time to read through each and every one of these at this meeting, but do want to encourage everyone to take a moment right now to skim through these notes, give yourself a reminder. Really what this is trying to communicate is that we want everybody to have the space to engage and ask questions. So if you're someone who perhaps likes to talk a lot, consider stepping back a bit and inviting other folks in the meeting to raise their hand and share a comment. On this slide, you can see our agenda for tonight. We will transition back to our welcome and introductions in a moment. Then our first agenda item is the spray days update from DPR. After that, there will be a brief 1.3D regulation update. And then we will have our usual time for agency updates, inviting any other agency folks to share any relevant updates before we close out with an open floor for comments and reviewing any of our action items and next steps. So I will stop sharing my screen and want to officially welcome everybody again to the Arvin Lamont Pesticide Subcommittee meeting. I believe we also have some Shafter CSC members here tonight as well. So want to welcome everybody and thank you for taking the time to be here. I am happy to make some space for our Arvin Lamont co-leads. I see Bianca and Cesar are both here. I'm wondering if one or both of you would like to unmute and share any opening remarks for tonight's pesticide subcommittee meeting.
I wanted to thank DPR to rephrase that spray days is important and how it started in an AB 617 program and how it went statewide. So I'm very happy and very proud to say that we do have spray days because of the AB 617. And now we have it statewide and also through about the 13D. It's something that is affecting all the Central Valley, especially in the Kern County area, as we've seen high elevations in the past. And trying to find something to mitigate it is important, and especially for the community to participate in this process. Thank you.
Yeah, echoing what Bianca said, I also wanted to note that DPR is also recently under new leadership, and it's always a good idea to familiarize, the heads of agencies with any issues that communities may be facing. It may be the first time that they've ever heard of it. I know for the new leadership in DPR, they've been around and have talked to a few community folks. So I think the more community has a chance to connect with regulators, especially the ones up top running the programs, the easier it is to prioritize our needs. And happy to see that the folks not only at the statewide level but also at the local level are here to help engage in any questions as well.
This is Liz. Thank you both, Bianca and Cesar, for your opening remarks, and just want to echo all of the emphasis that you both shared on all of the community engagement that is so central to the work that you all are doing here. And before we jump in, I will make some space as well for Stephanie from the Air District to share any opening remarks.
Thank you, Liz. This is Stephanie, and I just wanted to thank you all for being here today. I know we're kind of in the middle of summer and folks are on vacation, so I just wanted to thank you all for spending the time in this afternoon to be at this subcommittee. This subcommittee really is only possible thanks to the huge collaboration that's happening between the CSC and all of these different partnering agencies. And so I just really wanted to especially thank DPR for being here today and providing such great updates to the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. This is Liz again. At this time, I am happy to transition us to our next agenda item, which is the Spray Days update, as you heard. We just want to acknowledge all of the collaborative efforts and all of the community advocacy that has made this work happen. And again, really thank all of the folks from DPR who are here tonight to bring this update to this group. And I see we have Juvenio here, and I'm happy to pass it to you to get us started.
Great, thank you. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me back. It's really great to be part of this meeting, especially since Spray Days originated with this group. I'm happy to provide some updates for you today. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay. Okay, so hopefully you can see my slides there. And
Juvenio,
yeah, hello?
we can see, oh, there we go.
Yeah. Can you see a big Spray Day slide?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. So again, my name is Subcommittee Guerra. I'm the outreach lead for Spray Days California with the Department of Pesticide Regulation. And today, June 24, is actually, it's been 3 months since we launched Spray Days statewide. That was back in March 24th. So we're officially at 3 months today, which is pretty cool. It's all still pretty new. We're still learning quite a lot. There's a lot that we're still following and analyzing and assessing. But we are learning a lot, especially since it is the first of its kind. No other state has done this. We haven't done this before, so it's been pretty interesting to see what kinds of updates we've made, but also more importantly, getting to see how people in the communities are using Spray Days and are adapting their planning with Spray Days. So that's been pretty cool to see. It's only been 3 months, so again, it's all still fairly new, but I do have some updates that we can share with you. And if you're not familiar with Spray Days, I hope most of you are, but in case you're not, what you should know is that it's the state's and actually the first of its kind pesticide notification system. It's a statewide system, but it's only for restricted material pesticides that are used in production agriculture across the state. So this is very specific notification system for restricted material pesticides used on farms or ranches across the state. What the system does is for folks who either want to browse an interactive map or sign up for notifications via email or phone or both, they can get anywhere between 24 and 48 hours notice before a scheduled restricted material pesticide application is going to take place near any address that they're interested in. People can sign up for one address, usually their home address or any address that they're interested in, or they can actually follow up to 10 different addresses and get notifications for any areas of interest. So what can I share with you today at the 3 month mark? First off, total subscriptions. That means people who have opted in for notifications, people that have provided data to the system, meaning they provided either their email or phone and an address to follow and get notifications for. So far, we have 3,012 people subscribed for notifications in the system. 50% of those are phone and 43% of those are email. Not exactly half and half. I am starting to see more and more people just opt in for the phone only option. Map page views, again, Spray Days, the main feature on the website is interactive map. And so far we've counted 15,000 visits to the map. And what that means is that in 15,000 instances, somebody has been browsing the map, checking it out, looking at it, and either searching or just glancing at upcoming pesticide applications. Total notifications sent to the folks that have subscribed and have opted in for notifications. Currently, we're about 10,000 notifications sent. And the top 5 counties by the number of people that have opted in to get notifications so far right now are Monterey County, Santa Clara County, Santa Cruz, Ventura, and Fresno County. Now, some of this may be due because some of these counties have higher populations than others. So it's, percentage-wise, it could vary of the actual number of people, but the population does influence how many people are subscribing and using Spray Days. It's only been 3 months, but we have been getting a lot of feedback, listening to users, whether it's, oops, sorry, 1 second. Keep getting something popping up on my screen here. So whether it's learning from people that are using it in the field or getting feedback in our Spray Days inbox, we have made updates and tweaks to the system and to the website over the past 3 months, primarily based on feedback that we're getting from users. We have improved the kind of mapping system that is used on the back end to make sure that we have less address verification errors, especially for rural areas. We improved the FAQ search bar. There's a whole FAQ page in the website with tons and tons of great info, and we made it easier for folks to for folks to search keywords and look up anything that they might be interested in learning more about or have questions on. So our FAQ section keeps expanding, but also we made it easier for folks, either whatever language they're in, to search for specific keywords that may be anywhere in our FAQ section. We've added additional fact sheets on active ingredients. We've added additional resources in other languages like Hmong, Punjabi, Tagalog, Korean, and Chinese. And we made just general accessibility improvements so that it's easier to use and visible for folks that may have issues. In particular, we've, as I mentioned, we keep growing our FAQ section, and that's also influenced by the kinds of questions that we're getting and what folks out there are asking to learn more about or want to see reflected on the website as a resource. And that has included providing additional details as to how you can inform yourself about the pesticide info. So if you get a notification and you want to take a deeper dive into what that pesticide is, what the ingredients are, what that means, we provided additional links for people to be able to do a little more research if they want. We've also provided more info there for growers, both on the responsibility side, but also resources that they may need. We've defined what production agriculture means on that page. And we've also provided some details about the regulations that have to do with pesticide use near schools. So most of these updates came from folks wanting to know and wanting to have that information readily available on the website. But we're working on some more significant changes also. These changes will be live soon, and primarily we're continuing to improve and find really cool solutions to how to make sure that anybody, even if they're having issues with rural or unincorporated addresses that may not be on the map, we're going to soon roll out a solution that will help folks solve that issue so that even if their address isn't coming up for whatever reason, they can still sign up for notifications based on their location. We're also making it easier for folks to find recent pesticide applications. We have both scheduled applications and recent applications on the map, but sometimes folks have had a little difficulty in finding the recent applications, even though they're there. So we're making that a little easier to find on the map as well. And just a general array of ongoing user experience upgrades. So we're really looking forward to rolling this out soon in the next few weeks, in the next month, more than likely. And a lot of this is also based on some of the experiences that we've had in the field in getting folks to register, where the system is working fine, but everybody's ability to navigate a website on a cell phone varies, and everybody may understand what the question is a little differently as to what data to put in to either sign up or find what they're looking for. So we realize that there are a lot of different user errors out there just based on people's wide-ranging tech savviness. And so we're making some changes there too, so that it's a little more clear and obvious for folks that may need a little more help in using the app on their phone, which most people are using it on their phone. So those are some of the changes and updates we made over the past 2 to 3 months. on the website and the system itself. But we've also, since we launched, we got quite a lot of attention on spray days, and we're doing quite a lot, not only to listen and update the system and update the website to make sure it's working efficiently for everybody, but we're also doing our best and doing our part to make sure that people know about it and people are using it, and that it's getting the attention it deserves, and people are out there learning about it. Um, so we had a pretty successful uh, media coverage after we launched. So far, we've counted 68 different media outlets, mostly from across the state, but also national outlets that covered the launch of Spray Days California. And it, you'd be interested to know that a lot of these stories actually did cover the environmental justice component. They also did highlight that this tool came from the community, and had a lot of community members talking about what this tool meant to them, et cetera. So it was pretty good to see that wide-ranging coverage that also focused and highlighted the community members. And we had coverage in local print digital media, like traditional newspapers like the Sacramento Bee, all the local TV news stations, radio stations, including 3 different NPR stations in the state, agricultural media, environmental justice media, and also a lot of Spanish language media coverage in Univision, Telemundo, but also Radio Bilingüe as well. Did a couple segments on it. So I'm pretty happy there. Quite a lot of media attention. We're hoping to do more, obviously. Um, this is just a sample. The top is just local media uh, tying the launch of Spray Days to Cesar Chavez and other efforts that have been going on across the state for some time now. Below is just some stills from a report that we did with Telemundo across California. Um, and of course, besides getting media attention, we're also engaging with the public and engaging with community-based organizations. We've been providing materials, demos, workshops, presentations, all kinds of support to CBOs. I've I personally have worked with CCJN and CPR to either join some meetings. I've joined some Ivan meetings as well, and kind of highlighted what Sprayed is for folks at different Ivan meetings. Just last Friday, I was in uh, the community of La Viña in Madera, California, working with the local farm workers there to help them learn about spray days and sign up for spray days. So it's been both a virtual effort, but also on the ground where and currently we're identifying more opportunities that we can have in the communities themselves to help people sign up. This Thursday, for instance, we'll be back in Kern County and helping some folks sign up there. And then we're also tackling some larger opportunities to just kind of get general public aware of what Spray Days is. For the most part, we've been participating at the county fairs that have been happening the past couple months. And our participation at county fairs is interesting because very often we're getting people that have no frame of reference of what pesticide regulation even is, even though they're in agricultural communities. They don't even really have the basic knowledge of what DPR is and what DPR does, and what pesticides are used for and how they're regulated in the state. So we're engaging folks on that level, and then introducing them to spray days and getting them to explore spray days. So it's been really interesting, just getting a wide range of people that are learning about pesticide regulation for the first time, and of course spray days as well. And our participation at county fairs is having people with iPads that can help folks explore the website or sign up. We have tons of materials. We have screens where they can see a demo and see videos. And then we have a step and repeat if they want to take a photo. We also have bandanas for folks that are really engaged and want to take a bandana home. So stickers, all kinds of stuff to get people engaged and raising awareness about spray days. I can show you a few photos here. We were just at the King's Fair this weekend. We've also been at the Salinas Valley Fair. You can see some photos here. Salinas Valley Fair here. Let's see, more from Salinas. San Joaquin County Fair. Merced County Fair. More photos here. And next month, we're going to be at the Stanislaus County Fair and Ventura County Fair as well. So those are some of the bigger events where we're getting people for the first time, but then we're also working with CBOs to do stuff virtually or to find opportunities where we can join in agricultural communities and help folks learn how to use the system, learn how to sign up. And then the third arm of that, raising awareness. So we have media, we have events and engaging organizations in the public, but then we're also fortunate enough to have advertising. And the ads, for the most part, just recently started rolling out. So it'll be interesting to see a couple months from now just how much the ads have helped raise awareness and drive traffic to the website, et cetera. We have display ads on different websites and also on Facebook and Instagram. We have radio ads, both in actual traditional radio stations, but also online and app-based radio listening via iHeartRadio. We've recently launched some ads on YouTube in English and Spanish. And just this week, we're starting to roll out some out-of-home ads. Those are the ads that you see in the actual communities, like billboard style ads. We're running ads in Kern County starting this week and Monterey County as well. And then we'll do other counties as we go. And these are going to be at the local grocery markets, food trucks, and other spots. I'm actually hoping I can find a food truck with a Spray Days ad on it and check it out. So if you see any, let me know. And again, these are in English and Spanish, but we're also going to roll out some ads in Tagalog, Hmong, and Punjabi for those communities. And you can see here on the left what one of the ads looks like. And I'm gonna play for you the 30-second video ads that we're running on YouTube, if that's okay. Are you able to see my browser? Can you see my browser?
No, we just
Okay.
see your presentation still.
Okay, let me stop sharing. I'm gonna share the video, 1 second. Okay, so hopefully you'll be able to hear the sound as well.
Venio, for the video, before you play, does it have translated subtitles in Spanish?
I'm gonna play an English version and a Spanish version.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the English version.
Did you know you can get notified before specific pesticides are scheduled for use near your home, school, or workplace? Spray Days California helps keep you informed about scheduled pesticide applications used on farms in your community. Look online for Spray Days California to learn more.
Okay, did the sound come through? Yeah, okay, great. Now I'm gonna play the Spanish version. Give me 1 second. Okay, this is the Spanish version.
¿Sabías que puedes recibir notificaciones antes de que se programen el uso de pesticidas específicos cerca de tu hogar, escuela o lugar de trabajo? Spray Days California te ayuda a mantenerte informado sobre las aplicaciones programadas de pesticidas utilizados en granjas y ranchos de tu comunidad. Busca Spray Days California en línea.
Okay. Great. How do I go back? Okay. So yeah, those are a couple of video ads. We have shorter ones as well. Let me go back to my presentation. Okay, hopefully you can see the slides again. Great. So I know I'm going a little fast. It's it's kind of a quick update, but so what's next? Again, really excited about some of the upcoming system updates, primarily focused on being able to sign up for a specific location if you are having trouble with an unincorporated or rural address. So we have a really creative solution to that that should be rolling out soon, and also making it easier for folks that want to see and find recent applications as well, because as most of you know, there is a 4-day window after a application is scheduled. So for anybody that wants to find anything within that 4 days, even though it's there now, we're making it easier for folks to find out if they want. And we're also going to release a 6-month report. So even though I just kind of shared a bunch of stuff today, kind of all over the place, we are putting all of the feedback together, all of the updates together, some lessons learned, and other items and metrics and numbers that should be pretty interesting for folks to look at. We're doing that 3 months from now. Obviously, that'll be a 6-month report that we'll release, just kind of sum everything up. And then, of course, ongoing evaluation and improvement, primarily on an annual basis. And part of that will come from DPR's new Environmental Justice Advisory Committee, which is being formed this year. So just a few things that we're looking forward to. And I'm happy to answer any questions if anybody has any.
This is Liz. Thank you so much, Juvenio, and your team for preparing this presentation for the group. I see one comment in the chat from Christine. It would be awesome if we could have a Spray Days presentation for Arvin Lamont. Christine, did you mean having one in person? Not sure if you could clarify that question.
Yes. I think it
Okay.
would be great if we had one in, in our area, because we're surrounded by agriculture, and I know the local folks probably are not aware of this new process that's available to sign up. So I thought it would be nice if we could do something in person.
Yeah, for sure. I can share my email now. Feel free to email me at this email, spraydays@cdpr.ca.gov, and we'll figure it out. We can see what we could do down there for sure.
That'd be awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Mhm.
Thank you both.
I got a question. It's because my wife's telephone, I can't get the hands up on it. This is Mario.
Oh, thank you, Mario. 1 second, we will get to you. I just wanted to note for the question that was just asked about having a Spray Days event in Arvin, Lamont. If it would be okay for us to have that as an action item, and we can follow up with DPR and Christine on the status of that.
I would offer our city council chambers to do an event like that as well, to support the communities of Arvin, Lamont, and the local communities as well.
That would be cool.
Yes, thank you, Christine. So we will look out for some follow-up on that. And we just had one hand up before you, Mario, so we will go to Gustavo and then we'll come to you. Gustavo, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, for the follow-up on an in-person presentation, this coming Thursday, DPR is we are having a meeting together with DPR and organizations. This coming Thursday in the David Head Center at 6 p.m. And part of DPR's presentation will be sharing this information in person, and there will be opportunities for us to also, register for, get the notification. So, Christine, feel free to invite everybody that wants to join us. So this coming Thursday, Lamont, David Head Center at 6 p.m. DPR will be there. Actually, we will have the director of the department there together with, I think, several other staff members of DPR. I don't know if Eugenio will be there, but we'll have DPR there. So, Christine, feel free to invite people. I know that the mayor is bringing. I think your mayor is bringing a group of youth, but for everybody, everybody's welcome. It will be an open meeting for all communities.
I have a question. Is there a flyer for that? I haven't seen it.
I think Bianca was working on one, but we were also planning to announce this one in tomorrow's monthly meeting. It's tomorrow, right? We're planning to announce that also. I think Bianca has been now reaching to several people in different communities. But if you are not, you don't get a flyer, so it will be this coming Thursday, 6 p.m. David Head Center.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Yes, thank you. This is Liz. And Stephanie, I see you unmuted. Go ahead.
This is Stephanie. Sorry to sneak in. I just did quickly want to clarify. You all should have received a notification. We did talk about it during our last agenda setting meeting that we actually, due to all the subcommittees that we're having in the next 2 months, and then also I think because a lot of folks are out for the summer, that we are not planning on meeting tomorrow. So I just wanted to take the opportunity to say that since we have you all in the subcommittee. So definitely, Gustavo, just want to emphasize that you should definitely feel free to share to make the announcement here in this meeting, so that we can catch all the folks in this subcommittee.
Thank you. I didn't get that one. I didn't review it. I think it's my fault. But yeah, definitely then it is more important for folks here just to help us spread the word for this coming Thursday. And thank you, Stephanie, for just reminding that.
This is Liz. Thank you, Gustavo, for that announcement and sharing some information about the upcoming event in Lamont. Sounds like that event is at our usual in-person meeting location, the David Hett Center, at 6 p.m. Maybe we can ask the Air District to send a follow-up email with that information and maybe a reminder that our meeting tomorrow is also canceled, just to make sure everybody has that information.
Yeah, that would be great. And I believe I'm going to put Bianca on the hot seat. I think she was working on a flyer. Bianca, if you have the flyer finalized, maybe you can share it with the Air District so they can send it to everybody.
This is Liz. I see Bianca in the chat said she would share that with Christine. But yes, we would also ask if you could share that with the Air District. That would be great too. And I see, Brianda, your hand is up, but we have Mario next in line. Mario, if you are still there, go ahead and unmute.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just listening. Yeah, my deal is with DVR. I just want to ask them if they have a video of how they use the injection when they inject the pesticides in the dirt. This is a good opportunity to show all the CEC members how they do it and how it reacts and all that, how they change the rules and regulations. I think this is the best opportunity to see how it works. And not only that, just because I had a bad experience, me and my colleague, that we was out there and when they was injecting, I'm talking maybe like 200 or 300 feet away for they was injecting, we could smell all the pesticides. And not only that, they didn't have no signage on the area when they was injecting this pesticide. And I wonder if they had permission to do it, or they still letting them do, what is it, 12 inches instead of 24? Or yeah. And I just want to know if they have a video show like that they can show and give an opportunity us to learn something more about what's going on, how that thing works. If you could answer me that one, it'd be nice.
I don't know if we have videos of different types of pesticide application methods. I'm not sure. I'm actually still fairly new, so I haven't seen any. I don't know if we do. I can look into that for sure. And as far as any potential pesticide incidents, in spray days, we are providing contact info for people's county ag commissioner in case they want to raise anything with them and how to get hold of them. So there's a lot of info on the website as far as general methods of application and who to contact in case you do have some concerns. But at the moment, I don't know if we have any kind of video available at DPR. But if you are able to email me or want to get more info, I can help you connect with
Yeah,
somebody.
because this incident where we was at a location and they didn't even have signage out there and they were injecting this pesticide. I mean, you could smell it all the way to the street.
Yeah.
And I feel that to have a better understanding how this works, and not only that, I was seeing the people who was doing the work. They didn't have the proper mask. They had dust mask instead of the proper for pesticides mask. That's like a health issue, and I feel that uh, we should do something because this is very bad on the people who are working on this type of pesticides. It's a very health issue, real big, you know.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll make a note of that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mario and Juvenio. I think there were two questions and requests in there. I think Mario, the first one, it sounds like could have been about 1,3-D and the method of injecting that into the soil. Let me know if that was not what you were talking about. But we do remember that from one of the presentations, I believe in our last meeting. Is that right?
Something like that. Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
because still up to this day, I don't really understand the rules and regulation on it because I don't feel that they had enough time to really investigate the harm that will do for our underground water when they, putting instead of 12, they put in 24, and then if you do in that same land, you get more pesticides going deeper and deeper, and then it goes to our
Yeah.
ground. And it's very concerning because as it is, we already got one pesticide in our drinking water here in Lamont. It's that 123 PCT, and then we have arsenic high levels over state standard, but it's still the water's still drinkable. I just do not understand why, if it's over with high level of state standard, if they still telling the people it's drinkable. And then if we have
Yeah.
this type, if we have this pesticides to go in our drinking water, then we have more other type of pesticides in our underground water, and I feel that is a big problem. And I'm just trying to get some information to make sure that we don't have that problem for our future kids here in Lamont. And not only that, I'm trying to get filters for the schools because as it is, the level of the pesticides in the water, you know, it'll harm our kids. And that's the reason why I'm asking these questions, because I feel that we'll be responsible for our kids drinking this water, and we have to put a stop to it.
This is Liz. Totally hear you, Mario, and appreciate you raising these concerns in this space. I know you have mentioned those specific questions before. I do believe DPR has sent some information to you, but I do just want to acknowledge the frustrations I think you have. The questions you have are perhaps just not yet answered by the scientific literature that we have now. As we heard from DPR, the questions you're asking are not, there's just not research available on that effect on groundwater. So just want to note that somebody was supposed to have reached out to you previously on those questions, but we will make sure that you do get some additional information and just make sure that those
Yeah,
questions are answered for you.
yeah.
And we do have, I will say that we are going to have one quick update after this agenda item, specifically on that 13D regulation change. So that could answer some questions that you have right now. But I do want to get to the other question that we had just on this presentation. So if it's okay, we can come back and make sure that those questions were answered, Mario.
Okay, because this is a very important subject, and I would like to uh present anything, not just for me. I want it for all the C members. Uh, it do not do me no good for me just to know about it. I want my whole members to know about it because this is a learning process. That's why they call it a SERB. You know that, and we have to educate ourselves like that. We know what's going on. Okay,
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say. Thank you.
thank you. And Brianda, thank you. We can go to your question.
Thank you, Liz. And hi, this is Brianda with CCAC. Thank you for the presentation. I thought that was really helpful to see all of the updates that are to come to the notification system and the stats. My question is similar to the stats that for the notifications that have been sent. Do you have the data of the applications that have been applied?
I believe we have some data, but the majority of data, if you want specifics going back, you would have to contact the county ag commissioner's office to get that data, but they should have it.
Thank you, Juvenio. Let us know, Brianda, if you have any follow-up questions to that. Bianca, I see your hand is up. You can go ahead.
This question may be not answered, but I do wanted to ask because maybe by Thursday I'll get some answers, but I have received notification of a couple applications around my home and around my children's schools. And it was alarming that some of the applications were applied very late in the late mornings, around 2 o'clock. I actually got one at 1 and the other one at 2 o'clock. My question is it safe for children to go back to school when they're fumigating near a school, there's maybe just you could say a road of difference. Is it, and that's just a question, is it safe for children to go back when they're fumigating right next to the field and it's close to the playgrounds? I know it might not be answered at the moment, but I do appreciate that spray days is an actual notification. It does give me a mile radius, so I really don't know if it's a mile away or so. But it is alarming that if it's in a close proximity to my children's school while they're starting school at 7:30 in the morning and there's an application being done at 2 in the morning, if there's going to be time of exposure in that case.
I don't know if you took a screenshot or have the info for that, for those notifications. You can send them to me and I can get you more information, because it really does vary. There are a lot of regulations in place that mandate minimum distance requirements around school sites, but they could vary anywhere from a quarter mile to 25 feet, and it really all depends on the type of pesticide and method being used. So if you want to maybe send those to me, I can definitely look into those for you and maybe get you more detail about what the regulations are for that particular pesticide.
Yes, if you could put your email in the chat, I'll forward them to you.
Sure. Yeah. I'll put my I'll give you my direct email here in case anybody who wants to email me directly too. I mean, both of these will go to me, but just in case. Okay, there you go. Thank you.
This is Liz. Thank you, Juvenio, for sharing your personal email in the chat. And hopefully folks do take you up on that offer to reach out and share the questions that you've had. It looks like
and I have tons of materials too. So if anybody just wants fact sheets or flyers, feel free to reach out and I can send you some. So thanks so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. And it looks like we just have one last question from Brianda regarding the question she initially had, whether they can advocate for that information to be added to the spray days shared data.
She asked about the previous
applications.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to report that feedback and add that to the feedback.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm not seeing any more questions or hands raised. So I think we can close out this item and thank Juvenio again. And we can move to our next update from DPR on 13D regulations. And I believe, am I passing it to Aniela right now?
Yes, this is Aniela. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Juvenio, for that presentation. It was really informative. So I wanted to provide everybody with two updates today about our regulations. So the first is an update on the 13D bystander regulations. So I first wanted to give everybody a reminder about those regulations. For the last several years, DPR has conducted rulemaking processes to strictly regulate the pesticide 13D and reduce the potential for exposure to that pesticide. And we have we've had two regulatory efforts or two regulations to advance this goal of reducing the potential for exposure for 13D. So the first, which was specific to residents, to residential bystanders, that one went into effect a year and a half ago on January 2024. And then we have the new rulemaking effort, the one that we're in the process of doing right now, which is to address cancer risks to occupational bystanders or farm workers. So these proposed regulations, they built on the regulations that we implemented about a year and a half ago. And so a key component of the regulations is there's going to be a requirement for DPR to evaluate the effectiveness of these regulations on an annual basis. So both the ones that went into effect in 2024 and the ones that we're proposing now. So these proposed occupational bystander regulations, they were actually developed jointly and mutually with DPR and OEHA, or the Office of Environmental Health Hazard Assessment. And they were first released in November 2024 for public comment. So we got considerable feedback from the first comment period, and we made some minor changes to the proposed regulations, such as error corrections. And based on that, we initiated a 15-day comment period on June 5th about the changes to the regulations. And that comment period closed on Friday, on June 20th. And so for next steps, DPR and OEHA together will review all of the comments received during that 15-day comment period, and will determine with OEHA whether the regulation should be amended in the current rulemaking or be finalized without further modification. And these regulations will go into effect on January 1st, 2026, so in about 6 months. So that's the update for 13D, but there was another regulation I wanted to just briefly talk about, which is a regulation on pesticide use near school sites. This proposed action would require separate site ID number for the portion of an agricultural field that lies within a quarter mile of a school site. And there are other requirements. So for applications within a quarter mile of a school site, there are three modifications. One is that restricted material permit applications must include the anticipated method of application. Two is the notice of intent must include the method of application and that allowable dates and time ranges during which the application can be applied. They must comply with the date and time restrictions in the regulation. And then the third is that pesticide use reports must include the method of application as specified in the regulations. And the proposed action also expands the definition of school site to include private schools serving 6 or more students effective December 31st, 2026. So that comment period for this regulation is still ongoing. So I'm just going to drop in the chat a couple links, one that goes over these proposed regulations, and then a link for comments. So I'll drop that in the chat right now. Here we go. It's the first one, and then the second one. So that's all I have today. So happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Aniela. I see one hand up from Bianca. Go ahead.
I just have a brief comment in regards to the occupational to the residential bystander for T-loan or 13D. Is it going to be close to each other on reading the T-loan as a health impact to the human body as an adult, or is it also going to include children in that new regulation that you guys are planning to do? I know in the past you were mentioning that occupational could also include maybe children or schools, or is it just going to include adults as a bystander?
So the way that the regulations are set up is there's going to be a buffer zone that's going to be around the applications of 1,3D, and that applies to all applications regardless of and so inherently in that there's going to be protections for everybody in it. Because like there are no applications allowed in that buffer zone, and there's nobody allowed in that buffer zone unless you're wearing the appropriate protective equipment. So like bystanders can't go in there. And then the residential bystander regulation, that's even more designed to protect children because it has even more like stringent regulations on like applications around schools, daycare centers, anywhere where children are.
Mrs. Liz, thank you for that great clarifying question, Bianca. I know this is a lot of information and it can be hard to really understand all of the complicated regulatory language. So it's okay if you need a moment to form your question. But we do have a few minutes to take one or two more questions, if anyone has any. If not tonight, you all did hear earlier that there is an event this Thursday in Lamont, where DPR will be there in person. So if you're still thinking about your question after today and you didn't get a chance to ask, I'm sure folks will be there available to talk with you too. I'm still not seeing any hands raised and nothing in the chat. So I think we can close out this agenda item as well. And again, thank you to Aniela and all the DPR team for joining this meeting and presenting this important information to the community. At this time, I am happy to transition us to our last agenda item, which is agency updates. And so we do try to reserve some time in all of our meetings together for agency updates. We have this open space for any of our agency partners who are in the meeting to share any relevant updates about any events in the community or anything relevant to Arvin Lamont or other CSCs who are joining tonight. So just want to open it up to everybody in the meeting and see if there are any important updates from folks that you would like to share. Bianca, go ahead.
Yes, I wanted to invite everybody for, as Gustavo mentioned, we're going to have a community meeting this Thursday at 6 at the David Head Center. Anybody is welcome to have their questions for DPR. I know that they brought us a lot of information and we could do a lot of follow-up there. It's going to be an amazing presentation, not just only from DPR, but from OEHA, which is the scientist in all this whole pesticide. So I think it's important to have two state agencies that are there together and enforce the new regulations that are going to protect the community. So thank you, and I am inviting everybody.
Thank you, Bianca. This is Liz. Just want to open it up one last time to see if there are any other important updates for the community before we wrap up.
This is Stephanie from the Valley Air District. While I have everyone, I know I mentioned it earlier, but I'll say it one more time that we do not plan to meet in June, and we'll send a reminder to folks that that's the case. And the next time we'll see you all is going to be on July 23rd, for our July CSC meeting. And we're always, again, this is Stephanie. We're always here, though. We're still working on everything related to AB 617 implementation in Arvin, Lamont. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out to myself or Nancy or Sarah. And we will be in July, in lieu of our June meeting, be sending out kind of a standing updates email of all the things that we're working on and kind of all the relevant updates for you all, as kind of a follow-up to that June meeting that we're not having.
Thank you, Stephanie. And I do see a hand up from Gustavo. Go ahead.
Thank you. I just want to, my understanding is that DPR staff outreach to your office, Glenn. I don't know if you responded to them, but you are more than welcome to join us. Actually, we hope for you to join us. So you'll be more than welcome to join us. Just want to extend the invitation from our end.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Gustavo, and thank you, Glenn, also for listening in tonight. And hopefully folks do get to see you on Thursday. Okay, so I think we can officially wrap up our pesticide subcommittee meeting. And one last time, just want to remind folks that we do not have our regularly scheduled June CSC meeting tomorrow. But as Stephanie mentioned, we will meet back up in July. And if anything comes up in between now and then, you are more than welcome to reach out to the Air District or to our facilitation team and even to the DPR team who shared their contact information tonight. Just want to thank our two co-leads and all of the residents, advocates, and all of our agency partners who make this work possible. We know that pesticides are one of the top priorities, super important for residents in Kern County, both the Arvin, Lamont, CSC, and Shafter. So thank you all for joining tonight, and we will see you back in July. Have a good night. And thank you to Tanya and Diana, our interpreters.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Have a good day.
Bye, thank you.